Okay, in this video we want to talk about what I call the third kind of layer mask, which utilizes the gradient tool to create the black and white areas. And you will see it's used quite often in having images where we have collages of images and they sort of fade one into another. It's a very, very useful and very cool tool. So here is how we do that. First off, again, this time I'm going to concentrate on adding the layer mask to the ducks. So I selected my duck image here. And like the painting layer mask, I'm going to create a blank layer mask next to it. And then I'm going to go to the gradient tool. And when you have a layer mask, remember I've said from the get-go that it's a black and white animal. And this is interesting. Notice that as soon as I make a layer mask, my colors here in my foreground and background are going to go away, and this is going to convert automatically to black and white for my foreground and my background. It will automatically, because if I've selected the layer mask, there you see it switched just now. It knows that I'm going to need the black and white tools to add the black and white color to the layer mask. So Photoshop is intuitive in that respect and knows that's what's coming. So at any rate, I then am going to go to the gradient tool, and in the next video we're going to look a little bit more at the specific of the gradient tool in Photoshop. So I pick it, and then I go up to the very top corner here where I have my swatches, and what I do is just click on the color gradient that's showing, and it brings up the gradient editor. And always automatically, the very first gradient in your group here will always automatically be whatever is the current foreground and background colors. And as we said, because I had clicked on my layer mask, the foreground background had automatically switched to black and white, and so the first gradient here in my swatches or my gradient editor is in fact black and white. So I simply say OK. We'll come back again, as I said, next video and talk about the gradient tools and the gradient editor in general terms. So I now have my gradient, and it's in black and white. I've selected my layer mask, and I simply come to my canvas and add the gradient. And what you see here is, let me go back and make sure, you have to make sure that you've got the foreground, background, black and white chosen. I did not, and that was making a big difference. And here you see how the image literally fades, or looks like it dissolves into the canvas. And by playing with this, I can change that part of the image that fades. And when we look closely at the layer mask, what's going on? Where the black is on the layer mask, that is hiding that part of the duck. And where the layer mask is lighter gray or just white, we see the image very clearly. And so it really is a terrific tool. I'm going to go to the other duck here. Actually, I'm going to go to my my little mini dune, create another blank one. Again, I've got my gradient, and here again you can see how I can create some pretty dramatic and very, very cool effects of making images appear to fade or dissolve into each other. And it's an amazing, very simple and easy way to create that effect, especially collages of images and pictures of things when you're wanting to do some creative stuff. So once again, this is the gradient variation, if you will, of the layer mask. And we looked at that. Then I can use the kind of layer mask where I have a shape where and I could create the shape either with the painting tools. Again, I'll throw this one away and I'll say delete, and I'll pick the dune, I'll click create a brand new one. It's blank. I go over to the painting tools and I can simply come over here and start painting and painting out, if you will, part of the image. And there you have it. And you can see the layer mask. Okay, so that's sort of the painting kind, and we can combine that with the eraser tool to bring back, erase some of the black mask and bring back some of the image. And again, we could have mixed and matched the painting tools and erasing with the gradient, or the third kind, which is the shape. All right, so there you have that. I'll throw it away. And the third kind, the most simple standard, is you make a selection, any kind of selection you want, and then just click the layer mask tool, and it will automatically add the layer mask, make the selected area white, add the black area around it to mask out the image, and there we have it. And again, I could have also added some painting things here. I could erase to bring back some of it. So we can use any of these kinds of tools to affect and change the layer mask. And it's very simple to do, yet it's a very powerful tool and can be used in many different ways.